y'all, we're going to be testing a ton of new makeup together today. I am primed and ready for makeup. I bought the new $70 Christian Louboutin foundation. I want to know, is this worth that high price tag? Is it going to wear well on my oily skin? I also bought the new Makeup by Mario, the Neutrals palette, like very neutral. I want to know, are his shadows worth the hype? And I have a ton of other products. We're just going to get ready together today. I'm going to push my hair out of my face and we'll test this stuff out. We are ready to try some new makeup. My face is primed with the Denona Myricks Balm. I did not get the hype with this for so long. I was applying it with my fingers. I didn't get it, but someone told me to try it with a brush, and ever since then I have really enjoyed it. I think it does kind of like mattify my skin, prep it for makeup, make the makeup look so great on top. I will link that and everything I talk about down below in the description box, but we are going to try this Christian Louboutin foundation. Now I ordered this, it's $70. It's so crazy expensive, but look at this Luxe bottle. Like, is that not so pretty? This is supposed to be flawless foundation, breathable, high coverage, luminous matte finish, 24-hour wear. And if you can tell, my skin, I've actually got some breakouts. I was recently traveling, and I don't know what it is about traveling, but my skin always gets mad at me when I fly. I don't know if it's like staying somewhere else, different water. I don't know if it's like the recirculated air in a plane, but my skin always gets mad at me. So I definitely have some texture and breakouts. I'm sure it'll be gone soon, but it's a perfect day to try a higher coverage foundation. And if you see a claim like luminous matte or something like that, just know that that usually means it's not a flat matte and it's not a glowy foundation. It's more of a satin skin-like finish. So kind of like a buzzword right now to have like luminous matte, but that's typically what it means, that it's going to be more of a skin-like natural type finish, if you will. I do have oily skin. I'm living in a humid place. I am 36, so I have some fine lines and crinkles, and I always look for foundation that is long wear. Typically, I don't go for full coverage foundations. I really like a medium coverage, but every once in a while, you know, you want that full coverage glam. And with the little bit of redness and breakouts in my skin, I think it's going to be the perfect day to test a full coverage. Y'all, this is so pretty. Look at this on my skin. Are you kidding me? Does that not look so pretty? I mean, I definitely still have some texture on my skin, but it evened things out. Like, it gave me the full coverage. It is looking flawless. I'm impressed. I am impressed. Now, do I think you need to spend $70 to get a beautiful foundation? Absolutely not. I have so many videos here on my channel trying makeup, reviewing makeup. You do not need to spend $70, but first impression, I'm not regretting my purchase. I think this is looking so great. I think the shade match is great. It's got a beautiful olive warm undertone, which is what I am and what I'm always looking for. So far, so good. I am starting out this video super happy. I'm starting out so happy. Look at you, earning your keep here in my massive collection. Let's go in with concealer. This is not a brand new to me concealer. This is the Yenza Superfood concealer, and I've been trying this for a little while now, and so far I like it, but I don't love it. I think it's a little more dewy than what I absolutely love. For reference, my holy grail concealers would be the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natasha Denona Hygiene, the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer, and those do have more of the satin matte type finish, whereas this one is not overly glowy, but it is a little more hydrating than what I typically go for. Still really pretty, just not an absolute holy grail favorite. So that's kind of my review of this concealer, and I thought since I haven't followed up and told y'all my full thoughts on this, I would use it today and I would tell you what I've been thinking. We are gonna grab for my new Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Contour Duo. I am in Intensity 1. This looks so pretty, and I said in my Friday haul video that I have been lusting after this. I've been lusting after this duo for so long, and I heard that it was so good. Let me swatch it right here. It feels luxe, and it kind of disappeared into my hand a bit. So I hope that it is a deep enough shade for me, but it feels luxurious, which is what I want when I'm paying $90 for a contour duo. $90. Like, who am I? $70 foundation, $90 contour duo. Let me find a brush so we can get this on. So with cream products, I just went in from pan with my brush to my face. But if you're very nervous and you've never used cream products and you just don't want to overdo it, you can definitely go from like pan with your brush and then work your brush in on the back of your hand like this, and it will kind of work the product into the bristles a little bit more and make sure you don't overdo it on your creams or liquids. But I am used to doing my makeup just about every day, so I have no fear. I have no fear, but that's definitely a technique you could try. Now that I have that contour blended in, I'm just gonna kind of pounce over the area with my sponge to make sure it's nice and seamless. And I definitely feel like this shade is beautiful for a very seamless, natural-esque. I hate to use natural because if you want to look natural, go wash your face, right? That's how you look naturally. But it's not a very harsh contour at all. I think I could have used a deeper shade if I wanted something a little more chiseled, a little more there. But I actually am super happy with this shade. I think it looks very seamless, and it's going to be a perfect base for bronzing with a powder on top. I think it just blended in so seamlessly. I'm very happy with it. And we're going to use the illuminator as well, but first I want to use my cream blush. This is the Bosma blush in Cherry Red. So it slides open like this, which I so love. And this is going to be a red blush. Do not be afraid of red blush. I have so many red blushes and I love them. It's going to give you a very sunburnt look, but you're not going to be damaging your skin like with the sunburn. So you can see how easy that blends in, and I'm really hoping that this is going to be a great blush for me. Let me grab a brush. I was a little hesitant about buying this because I have tried the Bosma foundation and it was a little too heavy, a little too hydrating for my oily skin. But I'm hoping just from swatching and using this blush once that it's gonna work for me well. I have worn this blush once and I wore it actually on top of a set face, and I want to try this on an unset face today, just straight on top of my foundation and concealer. And I'm just going to kind of stipple this in first. So not blending, not swiping, not rubbing, just stippling it in. Is that not such a pretty color? Oh, that is really pretty. That's giving me the sun-kissed vibes that I wanted. Yes, okay. Now we'll go back to the shade and illuminate, and I want to put my fingers in this one because I haven't yet, and it does not look like there is just a ton of color to this. So I'm kind of curious if this is just gonna give me more of like a wet look. I'm gonna pounce it on with my finger first, and then kind of go over with my sponge to kind of make the highlighter look very seamless. It's hard to tell because my face is unset, but it doesn't really look like it's done a lot, does it? It really doesn't look like it's done anything at all for me. So before we powder, here is what the face is looking like with foundation, concealer, cream bronzer, cream blush, cream highlighter. I feel like I'm looking flawless. I don't know that the illuminator did a whole lot for me, but time will tell with that one. I'm gonna set my face quickly with powders that I know and love, my Sigma powder, my One Size powder, and I'm going to quickly do my brows as well. And then we'll play with some other products. For my eye look today, we're gonna play with the new Makeup by Mario palette. So this is the Master Mattes The Neutrals palette. And after seeing how loved his Master Mattes palette was, I knew I had to try this one. I feel like a lot of these shades are very similar, very neutral palette. But I'm curious. I'm just so curious about the formula. Even when I swatched this palette, it felt very smooth, very like, they're powders, but they're like a creamy, smooth glide powder, if that makes sense. And I'm really looking forward to getting these shadows on the eyes. And then with this new palette, I want to create the look, but I want to pull in some special like shimmer, multi-chrome something. I know y'all love when I pull in old products. I've seen lots of requests for using old palettes, so I'm gonna pull in some shimmers, some sparkle from another palette because I love sparkle. But first we're gonna focus on this new neutrals palette from Mario. I do like that we have a little bit of cool tones down here and that the rest of the shades are very neutral, like straight up neutral, not too cool, not too warm. But I'm gonna prime my eyes with Sigma Ignite before we get started. Right on top of my eye primer, I'm gonna go in with this shade from the palette. I believe this is MN5 if I'm reading the back of the palette right, but I could be incorrect if they're reversed. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna make sure there's no creases in my eyeshadow primer, and I'm gonna go straight on top with that shadow. If you have trouble with your shadows being pigmented, showing up for you, lasting throughout the day, my first question is always, what eyeshadow base are you using? And it can just make a world of difference. This one from Sigma is one of my holy grails. I've been using it for years, and I've probably purchased it 3, 4, 5 times. It lasts a long time, but I would say usually when I order them, I order several at a time because I love it that much. But I'm using a brush, and I'm going to be using brushes today from my Sigma favorite set. Everything I'm going to talk about is linked down below, and I'm also trying to use the YouTube shopping feature. I think that's really easy, but you see how nice and pigmented that is? That's what I was hoping for with these Mario shadows. I saw such good reviews of his first palette, and I did buy his first palette when I bought this one so that I can test it out too. If you did not watch my Friday haul video and you're curious about all the things I bought, all the things that you're gonna see coming up in videos, definitely check that one out. But how easy is that blending? Oh, it looks so good. Okay, Mario, we're only one shade in, but I am feeling really hopeful. Let's pull in a little bit of this gray that I do think is really pretty. I said earlier, but I do have a olive saturated undertone that is warm leaning. So when I'm going for neutrals, I really love neutrals that are golden in undertone, olivey in undertone, or warm leaning. But I do think using a cool shade like this, or a gray like this, or just anything cool can provide such a contrast that can also be really beautiful and striking. So if you have a cool undertone, don't be afraid of warm shades. Just choose your eyeshadow primer thoughtfully and go for that kind of contrast in your look. I'm just really kind of packing the shade on first and then blending. I'm gonna go in now with the deep dark brown down here at the bottom, kind of the darkest brown that we have. And I'm going to put that on my lid right at the lash line. And I'm going to press first to get the most pigment on top of that primer. And then I'll buff and blend. So because there are so many shades that are so alike in this palette, it's just going to be really easy to get a nice blend because we can layer depth of shadow just like we do with color, you know, like if we're doing a blue using a navy and a royal blue and a light blue and then a pastel blue, just kind of using all of our shades to create a nice blend. But I want to keep this on the lid, up into my socket, and then kind of out to give us some nice depth right out here. These shadows, they're performing really well. I definitely see why people are into these from Mario, and I would love to see the next palette be like an olive green, yellowy, golden type of palette. I think that would be right up my alley, and it would fit in with his neutrals because he could do like olivey green neutral shades. Oh, that would be so pretty. I'm gonna grab for a lighter shade now. So we've stayed kind of right in here, but I wanna grab for this shade right out here. Again, I'm still using brushes from my Sigma set, and I'm just going to use this to blend out all the edges of my shadow. I'm just gonna use the mirror and the palette for now and lightly buff and blend. Everything's just blending so easily. I'm gonna go in to this shade right up here, and I'm just gonna press that on my lid, up a little bit because I want to give myself even more space here. Pressing first and then blending after I press. Just kind of opening that area up, going back with my brushes to make sure my blend is nice. To highlight the inner corner, I'm gonna go in with this shade right up here in the corner, and I'm just going to kind of press first to get a nice bright inner corner. And that's gonna be our look if we wanted to leave it completely matte. I do not want to leave my look completely matte though. So I'm gonna pull in an older palette. Everybody who loves tutorials with older palettes, yay. Definitely let me know if you're happy to see this one. But if we're gonna leave the look here, one look with our Mario palette, we would just throw on our mascara and go. I want to add some sparkle, so I'm going in with my Resurgence palette. This is part of my collaboration with Unearthly Cosmetics. This launched in May of last year, and I want to use my shade Solar Symbol. It is like a multi-chrome. It has all different color shifts and reflex to it. I am going to pick this up on my brush. I went into depth on how to get sparkly shades, really intensely sparkly on the lid in a video from last week, so definitely check that out. But I'm gonna pick it up on a fluffy brush. I'm gonna spray my brush with a little setting spray, and then I'm gonna apply this to my lid. I want to add my sparkle right where I put that shade on the lid. I'm gonna press it on, and then once it's kind of all off my brush, then I will kind of blend like so. But yeah, I needed a little sparkle to my look. I just needed something like that. So again, if you want to keep it matte, keep it matte. If you want to add a little va-va-voom, you can. I threw on my eyeliner, and I want to try this crazy looking Refi mascara. This is the Lash Sculpt mascara. Look at this wand. It's weird, right? Let's try it together and see. Although I will just say, usually it takes me a while of using mascara to know if I'm gonna like it. I can kind of get a first impression, but once a mascara is about a week old, I just feel like the formula is better. It's been open to air a little bit, and it's just overall better. But do you see how that kind of like grabs the lash line and pulls the lashes? That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Let me make sure y'all can really see. So here is the eye with the mascara. Here are the lashes without. I just wanted to show you kind of a with and without. Again, this is the very first time that I've used this mascara, so time will tell, and I'll definitely follow up with y'all and let you know what I think after using it. Probably a few weeks to really tell what I think, but so far, I think it's okay. I threw on a pair of lashes. These are just a very light, not too long pair of lashes. They're half lashes actually, and they're very short. So just kind of a my lashes but enhanced type of situation going on the eyes. I'm really liking the way the makeup has come together. So I'm going to grab a powder bronzer, and we're going to kind of fluff over and enhance. This is another not new, but always a favorite product that I've had for a while. I'm just going to bounce this in, just adding a little powder bronzer on top of that Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate product. Sandwiching creams and powders like this together is really going to help with longevity too. It's not necessary, of course. You don't have to do creams and powders, but it can help the makeup really last beautifully. So happy with how my complexion's looking. I want to go in with a little bit of powder blush, and this is a new to me shade, not a new to me formula. I think that Bosma blush is coming through really beautifully. I didn't go too heavy on it, so I just want to top it with a little bit of this more like pinky, desaturated rose type of color on top. This one from Too Faced, again, part of that haul that I did. I'm gonna brush this on, like I said, just to top off that Bosma cream blush. I could definitely go in with a more red blush if I wanted to, but the vibe is kind of sun-kissed skin today. And I don't know how much the highlighter in the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate did, although I think when the light hits my face, I'm still looking nice and glowy, but I want to add a highlighter because why not be extra? I'm going to grab from my Resurgence highlighter duo. These may look intimidating in the pan, but they do have a beautiful transparent base. So they're really gonna work for all skin tones, and I mean that when I say all skin tones. So I'm just gonna brush this on the nose and the high points of my cheeks. Oh, Perfect, 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 perfect. Now, I've had on a milk lip oil this whole time that we've been getting ready together, just to kind of hydrate my lips and prep them for our lipstick and all that we're going to go in with, because we're going to go in with a matte lipstick. So I've just wiped off that new milk lip oil. I already told y'all I've been loving that formula so much. But now I'm going to go in with my Makeup by Mario lip pencil. This is the shade Toasty. And I'm just going to line my lips to kind of define them. It's going to make it so much easier when we go in with our lip color to have a nice defined outline, so I can just kind of color inside the lines. I'm excited. Merit sent me a couple of their lipsticks, and I've never tried Merit before. This shade just looks so pretty, and I think it's going to be beautiful with our overall look. So this is the shade Classic in their signature matte lip. I really like this packaging. So I'm always a little nervous when I try bullet matte lipsticks. Maybe nervous isn't the right word, because like, what's going to happen? Worst case, I don't like it. But I say nervous because you just never know if it's going to be like dry and tuggy on the lips and uncomfortable. But that is not the case. You'll see how this is gliding on. I hold every single person accountable who did not tell me about these lipsticks. And if you did tell me about this lipstick, because this is beautiful. Maybe it's just the shade. I don't know. This is beautiful. If you did not force me to purchase this lipstick and try it, are we even friends? Like, what? Why is this so pretty? I'm wearing this today, tomorrow, and yesterday, okay? Because this is really beautiful. I was thinking I was going to go on top with a gloss, but now I don't want to. Now I just want to spray my face with setting spray and call it a day, because why is this lip color so pretty, y'all? Like, why? Why? I demand you tell me now. Y'all, I'm feeling myself. I am really happy with the products we tried. I want to definitely test and try them more, of course. I can't be like, oh my gosh, I love this foundation when I've not had it on for a full day. You know, like, I have to test and try it more, but so far, so good. I really like the formula of the Mario shadows, especially when I incorporated in a little shimmer and sparkle. But I would love to see Mario do his next Master Mattes, Neutrals, Olives. Something like that. That would just make my heart so happy. But I'm feeling my look. And yes, I did use my Orbe Heat Protection Spray today. And it did not make my hair feel weird or anything like that. So I'm thinking, hopefully it just kind of protected my hair from the heat. It was a really nice, like, experience using it. But I hope you enjoyed me testing these new products out. If you like this type of video, YouTube will recommend a video that they think you will like at the end of this video. So definitely stick around here at my channel. Please do subscribe if you liked today's video, and I will see y'all very soon in another one. Bye!